If you want to go from beginner to intermediate guitar, there's no way around it. You got to learn a few things, but they're not that hard. And you probably were taught, like, hey, A minor pentatonic scale. Now you know how to solo. No, you don't. Yes, that can help some things, but that's not where you need to start. What you need to learn is basic stuff like the building blocks of music, the C major scale, which ironically enough, the A minor pentatonic has to do with. It's close. You were on the right path, but just that little bit that you're off leads you to veer off to where you don't end up getting the right practicing done, the right methods down, the right timing and structure, all of it. I'm here to help you with that. I learned it when I was 32. I'd owned a guitar since I was 8, and I could play you 50 songs of different chords and my A minors and my Gs. And that's cool. But it wasn't great because I couldn't jam with anyone. I wasn't able to like count in time with anyone. If somebody said like 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm already like, wait, what are we counting to? How many numbers are... I just didn't know. I didn't know. Hey, we're in the key of C. What the heck does that mean? Now I know exactly what that means. Funny enough, this is where the A minor pentatonic would be useful. But if you don't know why or how or when, it's not going to be useful. So pretty much we want to learn the basics, and then once we learn those, you can go on into the better stuff. It's kind of like why I say we keep our guitar slightly tilted upwards so we have more access and our arm and our elbow and wrist are more accessible. And you're like, well, hey, my favorite guitar players play it way down at their ankles and like way pointed down. That is so dope, and I love that. And once you're a shredder, go wild. Until then, gotta learn these basics. Like, I want to learn the A minor pentatonic. I like it. That's awesome, dude. I'm proud for you. I hope you should. That's a great scale to learn. Once you know why you're playing it and the building blocks of music. So I keep saying that. The building blocks of music. What do I mean by that? It's really simple. In Western music, there's 12 notes. That's it. All they do is repeat themselves over and over. So this fretboard, this guitar, it doesn't have, like you see, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up, then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then another. Those aren't all just like their own thing where there's just a billion notes on here. There's just 12 notes repeated over and over and over. What are those notes? So 7 of them are what we call naturals. It's just super simple. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Not NG, and G. So that's 7, okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. In between most of those notes, 5 sharps exist. A sharp, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. There's no B sharp and no E sharp. That's simple. So there's 12 total. And I'm going to read them in order now so you can see it. Just imagine it's going across the screen. A sharp. B, now there's no B sharp, so we go straight to C, C sharp. D, D sharp. E, there's no E sharp. F, F sharp. G, G sharp. A sharp. B, C, C sharp. D, D sharp. E, F, F sharp. G, G sharp. And then anytime you keep going when the pattern repeats, if you're going to continue on in music, you just repeat it over and over. So you can go up and down, or you can just repeat it. Easy peasy. Sounds like a song. So, when we're playing the building blocks of music, the C major scale, that's the third time I said building blocks. There's no sharps and no flats. It's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And then if you keep going, it returns back to C. Super simple. So there's no sharps, no flats, and it's just the basis of where we're going to start. And from here, we're going to learn tons of scales. Everything makes so much sense. The G major scale we're going to learn next is like identical to this. It's one note different. And you would never know that otherwise. The D major scale, which will be after that, is only 2 notes difference. They're all just so similar, but you got to learn from the beginning. You got to learn the C major scale, and from there. All right, are you excited? I'm excited. All right, let's take a cheers. That wasn't a real one. I didn't think I'd actually slurp my beer, so I thought I'd make the noise. Okay, so let's look at a C major scale. I didn't say it, but it's the building blocks of music. I'm going to really stick it in your head. Pause. All right, so if you want to see it a little more up close, you can always join the channel. Free, no credit card, no email. You never have to pay $1 unless you want to support, which I appreciate. Thank you. But it's always free, and I'm so happy to pass on the knowledge. But if we're going a little fast, it's because I break this down in way more detail in individual videos. This is just a quick one for today. So, we start on C, then we go D, then E, F, G, A, B, and the final note is when you return back to C down here. And if you know a C chord already, if you've played a little bit, notice where we started on that one, and then we ended on that one. Oh, they're all connected, yeah. It's extremely logical. I'm not a super creative person. I love math that makes sense and exact finite situations, and so the creative stuff where you can kind of go out of bounds hasn't always made sense to me. Music theory makes so much sense, and I'm so glad I learned it. And now I can use that to bring out my creative side. So I hope you get a similar value out of this. Alright, let's keep going. So what we just learned was that the C major scale has no sharps, no flats, and it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. That's awesome. Now, the next scale I had mentioned was a G major scale. And I just want to show you this of how similar they are and how learning the C major scale learns them all so easy because they all just knock one in a row. Once you learn one, the next one kind of falls and they all kind of end up like dominoes. So I'm going to show you the C major scale one more time and then go right into the G major scale so you can see how close they are. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. No sharps, no flats. Anytime you start a scale, it's going to start on its respected note. So now I'm going to do a G major scale. So it's going to start on G, respectively, okay? So last time was a C major scale. I started and ended on C. This time is a G major scale. I'm going to start and end on a G. The last time for the C major scale, I only played no sharps, no flats, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. This time I'm going to play one sharp. So every time we add a scale, we're just going to add one sharp at a time. And they're just going to keep building on each other. We're going to add an F sharp. So I'm going to play it and you're going to see it. And then we'll go over it. Start on G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Let's look at that again a little faster. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. The C major scale was the same thing except we would have hit the F instead of the F sharp. So all you're doing is starting and stopping on different positions, but it's the same notes. The next scale, the D major, you would keep that F sharp, but then you would add one more, the C sharp. And then the next scale you learn, you add one more. And it just keeps growing. So it's just the building blocks. So once you learn the C major scale, which has no sharps or flats, then you learn the G major scale, which has one sharp. Then you learn the D major scale, which has two sharps. Then you learn the A major scale. You guessed it, has three sharps. And so on. So really, as you can see, if you just learn these foundational pieces, you can move on to be a better player. But it all starts here. And I'm telling you, I played for 20 years and I was able to get by, but it wasn't fun as it wasn't as fun as it could be. It was fun, but it wasn't as fun as it could be, and I've just felt so much better learning these things. So I hope you found value out of this. Check us in the next one. It's all free, baby. Stay in your PJs. See you soon.